Oh my gosh, I've just arrived in Paris. I'm heading to the Loire Valley for 4 days. It's a region just south of the French capital, famous for its chateaus, wine, restaurants, and beautiful UNESCO scenic towns. Let's take a tour on a 4-day Loire Valley itinerary. The Loire Valley is the perfect weekend getaway from Paris, or a great addition to any French road trip. We're starting off at the Domaine de Chaumont-Sur-Loire, which is a historic estate in the heart of the Loire Valley, which boasts a rich history and vibrant present as a center for contemporary art and fabulous horticulture. The estate's famous gardens are known for their International Garden Festival, featuring innovative garden designs each year, which brings some of the world's top landscape architects to the Loire Valley. The festival runs from April until the fall, so come here during the warmer months of the year to really enjoy fabulous flowers. I started my tour of the Chateau's domain by exploring the parklands, which feature a handful of absolutely beautiful contemporary art pieces. So the Chateau is famous in the Loire Valley for being known as the best property for art fans. This is a particular piece made by an artist from Barcelona. Once you're finished checking out all the art, we recommend heading to the stables, which were designed by the Alp of Maison Hermès, which were considered the most luxurious in Europe at the time. So these were the absolute most iconic stables when they were built in France, and today it's hosting amazing art exhibits all throughout the stables. This is an outrageous sculpture of an elephant made with a 3D printer. Some of the rooms of the stables pay homage to the purpose of the stable, so you've got some horses as well as some of their saddles. The original fortress was built around 1000, and the chateau has evolved through various architectural styles, including Gothic and Renaissance. The chateau itself has had various owners, including Catherine de Medici and Diane de Poitiers, who exchanged it for Chenonceau. The chateau has also hosted a variety of historic figures, including Nostradamus and Benjamin Franklin. You can spend about 1 hour visiting the gardens, as well as an hour inside the castle. They offer guided tours, so if you're someone who really likes to learn about history and fun facts, highly recommend booking a guided tour. You'll enjoy a contrast between the historical elements of the antiques and the artworks inside, but also really surprising and delightful contemporary art. My favorite room was this one because I'm a foodie and love a regal dining table. This room also was quite fascinating. It's the library, and they've put glass books on the shelves. The last room is really extravagant, featuring harps, golden art pieces, really amazing. Now you're gonna have to skip outside. It was raining a little bit, so we popped open our umbrellas to enjoy one final view. Here is a well, a historic well, and now we're off to lunch. The property has several restaurant concepts. We recommend heading to this beautiful greenhouse filled with foliage. We ordered some salads, baguettes, a French beer, dessert, as well as a veal stew with potatoes. Next stop on our Loire Valley chateau hopping adventure is the Chateau de Chambord, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the most visited chateau in the Loire Valley. The must-see attraction is located a short drive outside of Blois and features a jaw-dropping castle, beautiful gardens, spacious gift shop, and clutch of restaurants. Built as a hunting lodge for Francis I, it's the largest chateau in the Loire Valley, featuring over 400 rooms and nearly 300 fireplaces. This was my favorite room as a foodie because it's the kitchen, so you can see gorgeous copper pots. It's just amazing. The chateau is known for its unique double helix staircase, a remarkable architectural feat that allows people to ascend and descend without meeting. While Chateau Chambord is truly grand, it's quite shocking to realize that it was rarely used as a royal residence, and its architectural style, including Italiente details, marked the French Renaissance. The chateau is also surrounded by a 32-kilometer perimeter wall. Tapestries throughout, really jaw-dropping. Make sure to take the time to really stare at those tapestries to see the story. You'll find lots of gorgeous sculptures, little trinkets and historical artifacts, beautiful ceilings. Really take the time to look at the intricate details of these stone carvings, and of course, beautiful stained glass. This is one of the royal rooms. You come through with the tapestries, sculptures, and look at this gorgeous royal bed. If you've had an opportunity to visit the Palace of Versailles, Chateau Chambord will offer similar delights, where you're going to have an opportunity to visit a handful of royal bedrooms to see how those kings, queens, princes, princesses, and their famous visitors would sleep and live out their lives. Gorgeous clocks, golden, with other bedrooms. Can you imagine having a work table in your bedroom with this gorgeous pink florals? I really love this hallway. It's really an homage to the hunting that would happen here. As we come through the staircase, you're going to see some really cool contemporary art that is at the end of each of these wings throughout the palace. They also pay homage to all of the animals that were hunted on the property. This was a really popular sport. There's Marie Antoinette. And now we're on the top terrace. We really highly recommend going to the very top of the palace, where you'll get sweeping views over the gardens. This is a view of the other side of the palace, so that's the entrance with the French flag waving in the wind. You can then walk along the outdoor terraces, and this is my favorite view of Chateau Chambord. Look at the architecture, the glass, it's just gorgeous. Make sure to leave time to visit the river that's in the back near the gardens. You'll see beautiful gardens, and here, if you look at the shape, it's a fleur-de-lis. We can also go through some of these sculptures that are outdoors, these really amazing little forests. There's a moat, which you take a bridge, and also you'll find lots of horses. There's an equestrian show, so when you arrive, you may want to plan your visit around the equestrian show. After finishing at the chateau, head to the nearby town of Blois to stop at the Robert-Houdin House of Magic. It's a museum dedicated to the history of magic and the life of Jean-Eugène Robert-Houdin, a renowned French illusionist. The house features a 6-headed dragon automation that appears on the facade every 30 minutes. So even if you don't pay to go inside the museum, the spectacular dragon display is a must visit. So as you come into the museum, you want to ask about the live magic shows. So they have a 30-minute magic show here in a beautiful grand theater, which is absolutely charming, shows you a story of local illusionists back in the day. And then you can time your visit so that you can see that. And then right after that show, about 10 minutes later, there's an additional magic show that's about 10 minutes long, and it's a classic show where you're going to do some card tricks and magic ball. So we've got a magician that interacts with the audience and brings you right up on stage, and you really do feel like you're at a fabulous magic museum. There's also a room with illusions. So the museum showcases a variety of exhibits, including a rotunda with displays of magic, art, and music, a life-size kaleidoscope, and the chessboard of optical illusions. Blois is also really famous for its clock history, so they pay homage to the history here. The very top floor is an attic where there's lots of fun things that family as well as little kids and adults alike can enjoy. Once you finish at the museum, head out into the courtyard where you'll see lots of restaurants serving delicious French food, and then we're going to head to the Royal Chateau of Blois. There are gorgeous horse-drawn carriages throughout the city, and this is our third chateau of our Loire Valley adventure. The Royal Chateau of Blois is a unique structure showcasing the evolution of French architecture over many centuries, with its 4 wings representing different architectural styles. The chateau was the residence of 7 kings and 10 queens of France, and served as a crucial political center for the kingdom. The chateau has been the site of significant historical events, such as the assassination of the Duke of Guise and the exile of the Marie de Medici. The chateau's 4 wings represent different architectural styles, including Gothic, Renaissance, and Classical, spanning from the 13th to the 17th century. The chateau also houses the Museum of Fine Arts, which boasts a collection of over 35,000 works of art, including paintings and sculptures by renowned artists. In the summer months, the chateau hosts a spectacular sound and light show that enhances the visitor experience, so please do plan your trip in the summer around this really awesome and unforgettable light show. As we take a tour through the chateau, we're going to see gorgeous royal rooms where kings and queens once slept. This is the Queen's private chapel with gorgeous stained glass. The king's bedroom is particularly impressive. Look at all that gold. Through the window, you can actually enjoy really beautiful views of the city below. Additional rooms include more and more items from the gallery, and you have to take a look at this porcupine because the king, his insignia was the crown-topped porcupine, which is just hilarious, and you'll find hundreds of porcupines throughout the castle in honor of him. As we go through the art gallery space, you'll find a collection of artworks that span several centuries. We can explore artwork that showcases what life was like back through the years when this castle was a residence for several royals in France. One of the most spectacular rooms is the medieval hall. This huge room is really unique. It's the largest medieval room in France. Once you skip outside of the castle, we recommend turning a quick corner and heading to the chapel, which has great stained glass and beautiful sculptures. When you first arrive at the chateau, this is the facade that you really get impressed by. So we're gonna skip in through the front door. You'll see there's some sculptures, a really impressive staircase, and look up because there's a beautiful dome. Just around the corner, you're gonna find the gardens in the back, which has beautiful views overlooking the cathedral. You can skip through the gardens and you'll even find some hilarious contemporary artwork. Now we're going to explore the city center of Blois. This is a really famous sculptural piece showcasing 3 keys. Next stop is Marche Denis Papin, the famous staircase of the city. In the summer months, every year they hire an artist to create beautiful designs on the staircase, but we came a bit early in the spring. There's also beautiful flower gardens in the center of the staircase. Then we're going to head over to Blois Cathedral, officially the Cathedral Saint-Louis. It's a historic landmark renowned for its architectural history and artistic heritage. It was originally a collegiate church dedicated to Saint Solien, built in the 12th century, and was later rebuilt multiple times, notably after a hurricane in 1678. Today, it features remarkable stained glass windows by Jean Dibet and a grand Clicquot 1703 organ. After visiting the cathedral, head to the back where you're going to find the Bishop's Garden, the Hotel de Ville, so the city hall of the city is located on your way. There's sculptures, beautiful terraced gardens with sculptures, artworks, and fresh florals, of course. I visited just as the sun was about to set. The views were beautiful. You could see locals enjoying a stroll. Some people had a picnic, and I just enjoyed exploring all of the flowers. We've got lavender here and sage, and just really great way to finish up your visit to Blois. Now we're back into the cathedral area because we're heading to the Victor Hugo fountain, which is at the base of the chateau. At St. Vincent de Paul Church, we found some more horse-drawn carriages. The former Jesuit church was built in the 17th century and features a unique Jesuit-style facade with a southeast orientation. It also boasts 19th century paintings and decorations and a 5-sided apse. For dinner, Restaurant L'Oratoire is located directly beside St. Vincent de Paul Church, so it's a great place to end the day. They have a huge terrace, so in the summer, just imagine people clinking champagne glasses. The interior dining room is really fun. You've got these ostrich lamps and lots of fresh florals, an open bar here where you can see all of the different bottles they're using to shake up cocktails. I ordered a glass of cool rosé. I recommend ordering their charcuterie. It had a delicious selection of bread with pork rillette, mustard, gherkins, 2 different kinds of cured ham, as well as a delicious bowl of filet mignon with slippery tagliatelle noodles. Our next stop is the charming town of Amboise, also located on the river in the Loire Valley. There's lots of shops, and you'll find lots of cyclists all throughout the Loire Valley. It's a very popular area in France to cycle. Bigot Pastry is a must visit. It's one of the oldest pastry shops in France. It's been also unique because it's always been owned by women. It's a family-owned, multi-generational, lots of pastries and chocolates. We're going to start our visit at Chez Bruno. It's located directly in front of the chateau. This is a local French restaurant. They've got indoor dining. On a warm day, you have lots of spots outside to sit on the patio. Love all those bread baskets. Hop up to the bar, fresh florals. The owner of the restaurant also owns a winery, so of course we highly recommend ordering some wine because it's as local as it gets. We had a terrine with gherkins and pickled vegetables, and then ordered a few glasses of red wine to pair with our huge steak and frites. Also, I got pork shoulder with a delicious fried mashed potato situation. Talk about decadence at lunch. I was ready to explore. So once we finished our espresso, we headed to the Royal Chateau of Amboise, one of the most famous chateaus in the entire Loire Valley. This is a must visit. As you arrive at the chateau, you're going to see so many beautiful gardens. If you're a flower lover, this is the place for you. Now, the most important fact about this chateau is it's actually the burial place of Leonardo da Vinci. This chapel was built specifically for Leonardo da Vinci. He spent the last few years of his life here. The king invited him, and you'll see this is Leonardo da Vinci's tomb. From the chapel, you can enjoy gorgeous views below at the restaurant that I was actually just eating is just below there. As we leave Leonardo da Vinci's tomb, we're going to head towards the castle, but first, take a left, and there's really beautiful views overlooking the river and the city below. The chateau in Amboise was initially a medieval fortress built on a rocky spur overlooking the Loire River, and later became a royal residence, particularly during the Renaissance. This room here is the throne area. You see, here's the throne, and this is where visitors would be welcomed by the king. This room showcases some of the feasting that would have happened. So they had examples of roast chicken and local fish from the river. And like all chateaus, you're going to have an opportunity to visit several different bedrooms to see how royals would have slept, as well as areas where they would have socialized and hosted special events. They have plenty of antiques. We're going to have one more opportunity to get a beautiful view from the actual rooftop of the chateau, and you can look down at the gardens, which we're going to explore next. The gardens at Amboise cover over 2 hectares and are a modern style of Italian influence with unique features like box balls and tall cypress trees. Here's an homage to Leonardo da Vinci, so make sure to get a selfie or take some pictures with your family with the famous Italian artist. And we're gonna finally enjoy one last gorgeous view of the chateau with the gardens in the foreground. Next is Marc Bredif Winery. This is a really historic winery located just outside of the city of Tours, properly known as Domaine Marc Bredif. It boasts a rich history dating back to 1893. We recommend booking a 1-hour tour. It'll include visit to the winery cellars, which are among the largest and most beautiful in the appellation, which offer ideal storage conditions. There are several kilometers of these amazing caves, and the oldest wines they have on the property are from 1874. I think they said that they only have 6 bottles left. These are the Method Champenois bottles. They have beautiful barrel cellars. Really, it's a gorgeous experience. The winery is known for its Vouvray wines, particularly its sweet Vouvray, which they call nectar. Some of the vintages date back to the early 1900s. So inside the tasting room, which is right near the front of the road access, you can see the actual maison in the background. They show you a little map so you can see all the different areas of the region where their grapes are grown. If you book the signature tour, it will end with a wine tasting of 5 wines, which include a sparkling, white wines, a red wine, as well as their nectar, which is their sweet wine. If it's a sunny day, we recommend sitting at the terrace right in front of the main house to enjoy the sunshine. Inside, we've got a gorgeous tasting room. This room is used for people doing more elaborate tutored tastings. Our last stop on our Loire Valley adventure is the city of Tours. It also has amazing artworks. I'm going to show you some of my favorite sculptures from my 2-hour walking tour of Tours. There is, of course, a gorgeous river. Like throughout the Loire Valley, you're going to always be close to a beautiful river, and you can enjoy walking over pedestrian bridges and historic stone bridges. There's, of course, beautiful French boutiques. I really liked going to La Cure Gourmande. This is a French sweet shop, so they sell everything from candies to cookies. It was Easter when I visited, so they had lots of chocolate eggs as well as jellies. If you're a fan of sweets, when you're visiting Tours, head in here. They offer a couple samples and take a box home to snack on your road trip. Architecture lovers should make a point to visit Hotel Guin, which is a house that was originally the property of René Gardet, a descendant of a family of silk merchants from Tours. This is now a museum with art galleries inside. Vieux Tours is an area of the city that showcases medieval architecture, and it's surrounding the Place Plumereau. So you can see there's a huge terrace, lots of restaurants. On a sunny day, you can see I got lucky with blue skies. Enjoy a beer, enjoy cycling around the city and stopping here for lunch. You can see all of these facades are very historic, a very popular place to take pictures, and you really do feel like you're stepping back in time. We're going to continue our pedestrian stroll through Tours and stop at the Basilique Saint-Martin de Tours. The basilica was built in the 5th century and was initially served by monks under an abbot who was a close advisor to Charlemagne. The basilica also became a popular stop for pilgrims on the road to Santiago de Compostela in Spain, one of the world's most famous pilgrimages. Skip through beautiful gardens and then you'll come across the Cathedral Saint-Gatien, which is the Tours Cathedral. It's a stunning example of Gothic architecture built between the 12th and 15th centuries. It features elaborate stained glass windows, including a large rose window, and boasts beautiful mosaics. The cathedral's exterior is impressive, with Gothic windows, flying buttresses, and an exquisite facade. Inside, you'll find tombs of Charles VIII and Anne de Bretagne, along with St. Martin altar and a 16th century organ. Look at that organ. If you're lucky, they'll be playing it on a Sunday. We recommend spending about 30 minutes here, but you could really spend an hour if you're Catholic and have a real interest in the history of this location. You're really going to want to enjoy skipping through the different side chapels and enjoying the sun as it sparkles through the stained glass. We wanted to just take a little tour of the back of the cathedral, and as we swing around here, you'll see additional stained glass windows. They all tell great stories from the New and Old Testament, and finally, make sure to pop by that tomb. And the final stop is Hotel de Ville in Tours. Sit by the fountains, and we just know you're going to enjoy your road trip of the Loire Valley.